Ladies and gentlemen, Stuart Fleetwood.
Good morning, good very early morning, good midday, good afternoon to all of you. It's my pleasure to launch this Why BMC industry event. As many of you have noted, this is a unique event that we're actually rolling out across the world. It's not directed at customers or partners or employees. It's actually a specific event targeted to professionals that might be interested in joining this great company, BMC. I want to make a point, this is not about BMC products or services. You can find that on our websites. This is about the things that are not on websites, the things like what we're like as an organisation, who the people are, what's it feel like to be a BMCer, are we happy, ultimately, are you a good fit for BMC, and is BMC a good fit for you? Now, to help us do this, we've assembled a panel of speakers from different locations, from different jobs and different perspectives. We've got Brenton Smith, our leader based in Singapore. He'll be kicking off our session. Franz joining us from Spain, myself from Australia, Celia from Hong Kong, Deepak from India. Our recruitment team is led by Claire in Ireland. She's also joining us. We've got Chinmay, also based in India. One of the big messages you'll hear from us today is BMC is a truly global company. We operate as global teams that helps our customers see what's happening around the world and provides unique opportunities for you to learn and experience things. Now, let me just make a couple of technical announcements. Firstly and foremost, your attendance at this event is confidential. It is confidential to all the other attendees. They cannot see who's on this event and who's not. As much as this is an open session, the platform we're on does not allow you to talk unless you're a speaker, of which we've got 7. But on the plus side, we do have a chat window, and I would encourage you not only to ask questions when they come to you, but also make comments. If there are things that are resonating with you, we'd like to hear about it. If you've got some issues or concerns, then please share those so that we can address them as we're going through the session. It'll help us stay in tune with you as an audience. Okay, so if I could have the agenda there. Let me quickly go through that. That'll be a dog in the background. My apologies for that. That's real life. Here we are. It's a very brief agenda. Brenton will kick off the session with Why BMC. We're going to have the highlight of this session, which is 2 of our field people who are joining us from Hong Kong. Celia, who's worked as a salesperson for over 5 years. That's the longest time she's worked in any sales role. She'll tell us why. And we've also got Deepak, who joined us just last year. So without further ado, Brendan, I'm going to hand it over to you. As I said, guys, please use the chat window. It's a great way for us to stay in touch. Over to you, Brendan.
Well, thanks, Stuart, and welcome everybody to yet another virtual event. We certainly get used to these days. We hold these events in person normally, and they're extremely well attended around the globe, and a great format to meet people in the market and for you to meet with BMC people as well. So we're now doing them virtually. Also, great formats. We've had tremendous involvement and some success out of doing these. So first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Brenton Smith. I run the Asia Pacific and Japan organisation for BMC, and I've been doing that for nearly 2 years now. I've been in software sales and sales leadership roles for around 33 years. So yeah, you can do the sums. I've worked for 8 different software companies, and I've loved everything about doing that. Software is where it's at, in my view. I did work for a hardware company once, but I ran the software division of that hardware company in APJ. Look, I got to say, it sounds a bit ironic, but BMC is by far the best of these software companies that I've worked for, and I'll talk to you about why that is. But a bit of history. As a young man, I chose to go selling accounting software instead of being an accountant. Great decision. Took the fork in the road to enter the IT industry, so no regrets, to say the least. I was lucky enough to be given a role as a managing director of a sizable SAP consulting company at the age of 35, and built my way up from there. So I do always look for young talent that can step above where they are and take on leadership roles, just as I did. I always tell my sales teams they're running their own business, and a few people look strangely at me. And I say that because it's a complex environment that you're in. You're coordinating people that you either have reporting to you or you don't, and you're making money typically far more in excess of small businesses that you may deal with as part of your life. And many people don't think about that. You're making significantly at least the same or more money, and they're probably working a lot less harder than the small businesses that you interact with. And in some countries, I like to remind some of our people that you actually earn more than your prime ministers do. That just sort of puts it in context. We are demanding in the industry for long hours and hard work, but we also balance that out, with obviously lots of success and reward and fun. So a lot of people want to be IT salespeople these days. It's argued that the talent pool in America in particular, but pretty much everywhere, is draining good talent from all sorts of industries, science and technology, into the IT field because of the rewards and the type of lifestyle and the travel that you get, and that's to our benefit. So you're in demand. So why join BMC? That's what this session's about. You could be joining anywhere. I joined BMC, for the following reasons that are up on the slide. I'm going to go through and just give a bit of my my feel on each one of those. So the one that always comes first for me is culture. And I've been very, very lucky in my career that I've worked for many organisations where I think the culture has been extremely strong. There's only been one that I thought the culture was toxic, and I left accordingly, and that company then got taken over. The culture is super important, and here at BMC you have very solid, great solid leaders and personable leaders. Our head of global sales, Jason Andrews, is a New Zealander. He's come up through the ranks. I'll talk a bit about that in a minute, but he's a dynamic, personable leader, and that radiates across the entire business. There's no idiots at BMC. It's a bit of an Australian term, I guess, but it's really good quality of people. There's no toxicity, or at least very little. I guess there's always somewhere that we don't see as leaders, but I see very, very little. Very good teamwork and camaraderie. There's a very clear say-do ratio. So by that I mean when we say we're going to do something, we typically go and do it, and held accountable accordingly. So that's a good part of our culture. We're very sales focused. As an organisation, you'd expect us to be that way, but we are backed by good product quality and good product leadership as well, and that's a big part of our culture. Diversity, everyone says it, and we have a long way to go in certain areas of diversity, but as an international company, because we transfer people around as often as we can, we have a very diverse staff, employee base. The diversity that we get among our people is one thing. The diversity of roles. There are people in this business that have had many roles, and we look to give people the diversity of roles. We have a diversity of solutions. We have a very wide array of solutions that sell to many areas of big business. So that keeps us very busy and always relevant. We have a diversity of customers, typically mid-range to large customers, not always, but we do have a very solid footprint in our customer base. Excuse me, and we have a very diverse partnership base. So in some countries, we're very strongly partnership focused. Other countries not so much, but a very diverse partner base. Tenure is also something, here at BMC, I've never really seen it like this before. We have a fantastic mix of new people like me, people that have been here for 10, 15, 20, 30 years, veterans, and they are still as excited and exuberant about being here today as what they were when they first joined 30 years ago, and that's a great thing. They have deep knowledge that they can share with the new beginners, so that we can get people ramped up quickly, and they're probably the most helpful bunch of people I've ever worked for. So that's a great benefit of the long tenure that we see. We do reinvent all the time. If you look back over our 40-year history, we're 40 years old, not too many software companies can say that. We've reinvented on many occasions with our product suite, through mergers and acquisitions, companies like BladeLogic and Patrol, and more recently CompuWare, big names in their particular fields that have become part of the BMC family, so that we can continue to reinvent. We've had some great years. Well, this year is one of them. We've had some not so great years, but I can say from my experience and from what I hear, we're always operating with honesty, with innovation, with a customer focus, and we always strive to be doing things better. And you know, it pays huge rewards in years like this when we're, again, even despite a COVID-19 pandemic, we're performing way above expectation across the globe, which is fantastic. We've always given our people a huge opportunity. I mentioned the head of worldwide sales, Jason Andrew, being a Kiwi. He's had pretty much every role you could think of in the company, starting off as a pre-sales person in, I think, Auckland or Wellington. He now runs the whole of BMC sales, and he was promoted across all the various countries and regions in order over the last 20 odd years to get there. So it's a great success story. I have my sales operations manager, Dave Laurent, a Frenchman. He started out in Europe as an IT administrator with BMC, and then moved into a tech support consultant and escalation manager in Europe. And then we gave him a transfer all the way down to Melbourne in Australia, where he took the role of support manager. And then 6 years ago, we brought him back up to Singapore for a completely different role, being my sales operations manager. So that's the sort of opportunity that if you are ambitious and mobile, that you're given here at BMC. The opportunity here is immense. When you join BMC as a salesperson or a pre-salesperson, you get access to senior relationships in your customers. You build your brand in the marketplace by being at BMC, because we're meaningful to the large organisations, the banks, the telcos, the government departments, etc. We're extremely meaningful to their day-to-day operations, and that helps build your brand, helps you be successful, boosts your earnings, and you get promotional opportunities as a result of that. The slide that's up at the moment, I put a saying up there: big enough to matter, small enough to care, and I think that's exactly what BMC is. We are an important player in the market, but we're just in that mid-range of software companies where we are small enough to still care. And you see that in the way that we go about our business. Leadership and true sales culture. By that I mean, I've talked about leadership leading up to here. We have a strong technical and also sales-based leadership here at BMC. I think BMC is one of those original and true software cultures, software companies. You know, I've worked for a couple of similar companies before, but this is one that really does understand how to operate a sales engine, how to train them, how to get them to follow a successful, proven sales process, reward them. We have an annual Achievers Club, of course, when we can, without a pandemic going on. We have a kickoff that's usually held in Vegas. So we do all the things that, you know, successful salespeople want to do, and we do them extremely well. So when you succeed at BMC, you really do know it. I, as the leader of APJ, always looking for opportunities to recognise and reward high achievers, not just in sales, but for the rest of the organisation. So you absolutely know that you are succeeding here at BMC when you do. From a top line perspective, just closing off, as I alluded to before, we're doing extremely well this year with double-digit growth and over targeted achievements despite COVID. We expect to conclude the year with solid growth, most of it on target or above target again. So that's a great position to be in. We're owned by KKR, a large private equity firm, and some people go, "Oh, private equity, do we want to be there?" Well, I can tell you that KKR have been an exceptional owner, very, very supportive. They invest in us all the time. Of course, they're very happy with the returns that they're getting, but we're getting a lot of those returns back in growing our business, improving our products, rewarding our salespeople with trips and those sorts of things. So I always, when addressing prospective employees, I don't ask the question, why would you join BMC? I really believe, why wouldn't you join BMC with what I've seen so far? And I think you've got lots of options in the market, but I think BMC is as good as any, if not better, depending on what you're after. We also are a company that embraces seriously charity, diversity, as I said, and fun and respect and fun again. We are a fun company. We do have lots of opportunity to have fun, and that's an important part of who we are. So that's all I wanted to say. I thank you again for joining and showing interest in BMC. It's a great company. I love everything about it. I'm probably being a bit sickly, but that's the way it is. And most people at BMC feel the same. I'm going to hand over to one of those people, Celia Wong. She's based out of Hong Kong. She's one of our very, very best salespeople, a fantastic person to deal with, always smiling despite all the hard work and the pressure, and is being extremely successful this year again. So I'll hand over to you now, Celia, and hear what you think about the organisation. Oh, I was just going to, the slide that just came up, I did talk about opportunity and our products, but this is a particularly important slide. Thank you for leaving it up. Many of you may know, Gartner and Forrester and other analysts, IDC Research, etc. In all three areas that we play in, service management, infrastructure automation, and AI ops, we're in the leadership quadrant or the wave, etc., however they're measured. We're in all three, and that's probably the only organisation that can play as a leader in all three of those very key areas, which organisations are relying on more and more these days to digitise. So that's our strength out in the marketplace. So sorry, over to you, Celia, for real this time.
Yes, thank you, Brendan. Yeah, I'm very happy person and smile every day because I'm work here is, it's very good experience and fun every day. And hi, my name is Celia. I'm based in Hong Kong, and I joined BMC nearly 5 years. And I did work for a local SI company more than 10 years. And I thought, it's time for looking for a new challenge. I originally joined another global company, but my friend told me, why don't you explore the sales opportunity at BMC? Prove that he's my best friend and definitely is my good destination in here. I guess the most eye-catching photo on my slide should be the BMW, right? That is not my car. There's somebody else. This car actually is the prize for the BMC top sales at FY17. As you can see, BMC is always recognizing the staff who are perform outstanding. It's not hard to achieve the target if you have a good vision and passion of your work. Luckily, I have participate BMC 100% Cup in 3 consecutive years. Also, I achieved a different sales incentive award and recognition over the past few years. Many people want to know the secret of success. Honestly, the harder you work, the luckier you will be. I spend a lot of time to do planning and discussions with the team. I believe success requires a team collaboration, contributions, and strategy. Also important is think out of the box. We are facing challenge every day, but challenge is our opportunity. Our team have a common goal. We want to deliver the value and good experience to our customer. After joining BMC, I not only have an opportunity to meet with top talent people all over the world, but also I have a chance to learn and work from them. Our management team, our leader, always give us a directions and share his experience to lead us to success. People BMC people is a caring company, I can say. We respect everyone and work together as a team like a family. Our management also encourage us to join the volunteer program. Like I will join the volunteer program in Hong Kong. And we have another channel, it's called BMC Care. It's a channel for us to give back the community where we live and work. We also have a green initiative program to celebrate of our customer platform go live. That means we can seed and grow together with our customer. That one, I like it. It's very meaningful. Also, you can see my slide there. They have a bullet train there because here it's moving fast like a bullet train, non-stoppable. Our mission is bring a new idea to accelerate growth and help customer to success. Stay ahead of the competitions. I hope I can see you one day. Come and join us and share the happy journey together. Thank you.
Thank you, Celia. That's fantastic. And just for our audience, we haven't rehearsed this, so these stories are as interesting to us as they are to you. Our next speaker is another individual contributor who's in a sales role in the field. His name is Deepak Bhatia. Deepak joined us a couple of years last year. He's a technical person at heart. He's got qualifications in engineering, but is one of the most enthusiastic and passionate sales advocates that we have in our company. He's been that way since the day he walked through the door. He's gone through the BMC training, which he may speak about. He's built a great record of achievement, and he's sitting on the very cusp of a quota-busting year this year. So Deepak, I should also note you're on holidays and you're speaking to us from whereabouts? Dubai. So thank you for taking some time out to share your experience. Over to you, Deepak.
Thank you, Stuart, for such a warm welcome, and good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you are located. And thank you for taking time out for this wonderful event. This is one of the first events in the entire Asia Pacific in a long time after the lockdown that we are conducting to just talk to you about how BMC is, what is the BMC culture, and what is life at BMC, and what we call as BMC as a destination or destination BMC. Rightly, as Stuart said, I just joined exactly about 18 months back into BMC from a role which was primarily a SI-driven business. It was a global company. But my idea of joining BMC was that I wanted a very diverse role, a different sort of a role, which gives me a OEM background or a product selling background experience. And as Brenton was talking about in his slide, diversity is a part and is the root of the basic culture at BMC. BMC allows people from diverse backgrounds. They allow you to shift between diverse roles, diverse verticals, and they give you that opportunity to do what you feel you do the best. And since then, my ride has been a great roller coaster. I love being on roller coasters, but this exactly has been journey with my BMC. I started off with a great induction and a training program where I was sent for about 2 weeks to the US in our Houston headquarters, and we spent the entire 2 weeks there talking about the different products, the different cultures, what BMC is all about, what are the internal work-life balance that we go through across, the entire product management global teams that we have. So that gave me an opportunity to get closely connected and meet face-to-face from the people and the leadership who drive BMC at heart. This is not something that I have seen with my peers in other companies or with my other companies that I have worked upon, that you closely get connected with such leadership. And while every organization has a organized structure to it, the good part about BMC is that need some help, you need to talk to a leader directly. You can just chat with him or drop him a text, drop him an email, and he'll be there for you to answer all your queries. So, I mean, whatever success that we see here, we see that planning and teamwork is a core of everything that we do. How can we deliver value to our customers? And that is something that BMC promotes. There's a lot of learning opportunities across the length and breadth of the BMC as an organization, and that will help you just not enhance your skills, but will make you earn respect in front of your customers, which will earn for you within BMC as well. So that is something that BMC keeps promoting, and every individual that joins, no matter the role that you're in, they will always maintain that, what is the individual target that you have set for yourself, and how do you, promote that individualness, because that is something very inclusive of BMC as a culture. It's always about people first, and then you come back on the table, on the whiteboard, plan and do what is it that you want to do as a career roadmap within BMC and for your customers. So that is a very inclusive lifestyle and promotes a very good work-life balance, especially in the COVID times where every one of us is working 16, 18 hours round the clock, and BMC keeps promoting many of the events which help you, get back, recuperate yourselves, get back to your work-life balance. And there are many virtual events that we have organized. I mean, it's unfortunate that we are in these COVID times today, but I have seen since the last 4 or 5, 6 quarters that I've spent here, every quarter we have these sales meetings. Some of them have been offsite where we just go out to, I mean, being in India, we just went out at the start of this year to Himachal, had a good bonfire, a lot of laughter chats. You can see some pictures here about the team meetings that we have had, some of the training sessions. And one of the important parts that Sheila also mentioned, that while we are working on ourselves, while we are promoting ourselves, and while we are making better at ourselves and doing our jobs better and serving our customers, it's very important that how do you contribute that back to society. And that's where BMC Cares is a very important part of organization, which we take very seriously. BMC also offers a day off if you want. I mean, if you want to contribute back to the society, and we as a team go out, help people who are in need, and then promote that. How do you give back to the society, which at least feels good that you have done something for the society, and that is something that you add as a value to yourself as an individual and as a human being. So there are tons of great opportunities. I wish you all the very best in everything that you do, and hope to see you on this side of the table, and we can have a chat or a beer in terms of whatever you want to do. In terms of, I'm available. You may find my contacts easily on LinkedIn, and you can reach me out if you want to. But BMC, if I talk about in one word, is very diverse. A lot of great learning opportunities, and direct connect to the leadership is a very important part in terms of what you want to do. But thanks for this opportunity, and thanks for having me here. And thank you, Stuart and Brenton, for this. Thank you.
Deepak, thank you. Enjoy what's left of your break. If you'd like to stay around, there'll be some questions, I'm sure. It'd be great if we could have you for another, say, 20 minutes, and then we can let you go. So we've given you a feel, or trying to give you a feel for what it's like working here. I wanted to change tempo a little. Deepak particularly referred to the learning opportunity, and we thought you might find what BMC brings to help you build a successful career, to help you build skills, interesting. So we've kind of collected what we do and put it together as really what we call a framework for success. And whilst this is about what BMC does to support people in our business, this is really about you. So if you can bring your enthusiasm, if you can bring your grit, your determination, your persistence, your tenacity to our business, we can provide you with the products and the skills and disciplines that we believe, or we've seen, make people successful time and time again. So you can see here we've segmented them into 4 basic areas. What these, and I'll give you an example, maybe one per area, just to give you a feel for what makes BMC special in each of these. I should say, my name is Stuart Fleetwood. I joined BMC 7 years ago as an account manager myself, and I was promoted within 18 months to be a regional sales manager for part of the territory in Australia. And 9 months after that, I was promoted to run a sales team across Asia Pacific. I'm now a director of one of our business units for the Asia Pacific region, reporting through to my boss actually based in Spain. I'm kind of an example of just how quickly you can move in this organisation, and I've shared many of the comments that have been made by the previous speakers in terms of what this place is like to work at. So let's talk about this framework. I think that the standout thing I'd like to say on the development side is really the top of the list, the onboarding experience. That's a very important part of your experience coming into an organisation. We need to get you up and running and comfortable and essentially productive as soon as we can. We have a very unique, we take the onboarding process very seriously. We have some very unique parts of that process. One of them is that we extract all our new starters out of the business in your first year for a period of time, maybe 1 or 2 weeks. It's typically 2 weeks. And we pull you all together into a room somewhere around the world. In my day, it was in Houston, which is where our headquarters was at that time. It still is. Now in that room, you've got a whole bunch of new starters. So everybody's new. Everyone comes from a different place. We're all in the room together to try and learn what it is that we need to learn to be successful in this company, BMC. It's not about the products. It's actually about you as an individual, how you can operate, how you can collaborate, how you can be effective. And some of this stuff you will know from your previous jobs, but some of it will be totally new. But one thing for sure is that it's all extremely helpful, empowering, collegiate, very focused on the things that are important to making sure that you're going to be at your full potential as fast as possible in this company. That also gives you a network of people, and you'll remember the people that you do your induction with for your entire career, and you'll stay connected with those people socially, but also it becomes the foundation, a network that you've got right across the company, right across the globe, and becomes one of those fundamental enablers to us operating as a global company. So a very exciting part of just the onboarding program. That obviously feeds into our development program. We make an agreement with you what your development interests are. We monitor how we progress against those interests on a regular basis, not once a year, but more frequently than that, sometimes quarterly, sometimes every 4 months. And we make an active effort to ensure that we're ticking off the things that are of interest to you that you're wanting to see some development in. And by way of example, I could offer myself this program that I'm doing today is part of my development plan. I wanted to represent an Asia Pac business into a global program, and here I am today talking to you about a very important program for us, which is around our recruitment. So this can happen for everybody at BMC, no matter what their level, what their seniority. All of us are looking for things that help us make our life in the workforce fulfilling. And we take the development process, the ongoing development plan process very seriously within this company. If I could just trigger to the sales, the sellers out there, the area of most interest to you will probably be around the tricks and techniques that we have in our sales excellence that we call under our sales excellence umbrella. These are tools and processes that we use to manage our sales business. It is a world-class methodology. It's tied together by a very simple 6-step sales process. It gives us a global language to talk about what's going on in the management of our opportunities, how we're progressing those opportunities, how we're attracting new pipeline into our business. It's impressive, and one of the most impressive parts is it can take some of the toughest stuff to do, like pipeline generation, which is notoriously difficult for people to do. We run that as a regular cycle through our business, and the endeavour is actually to convert pipeline generation from being a chore into something that is actually fun. We've got some great ways in which we convert that into a fun experience. If that's difficult to believe, you'll have to come across the line and see how we do it. I remember seeing a sales leader talk to me in a room full of other sales leaders in Las Vegas. They were saying that with the amount of data we've been able to collect about top performers, moderate performers, underperformers, we can pretty much tell within 2 weeks whether somebody's going to be successful, super successful, or struggle, which is a fantastic thing to be able to experience. It means that we can support people in real time rather than leaving you to wither on the vine and fail to meet a quota or a target at the end of the year. We're actually patched into how you're operating on a week-by-week basis and how we can help make sure that you're going to be successful. Brenton's talked about a couple of examples around career progression, and I've spoken already about the global nature of our business. There are tremendous opportunities, as you've already heard, to move around the world under the umbrella of BMC. We have people from the UK, from France, from the USA operating in the Asia Pacific region today. We've got people from Australia working in Singapore and the US. Brenton had a couple of examples, another couple of examples if I could draw your attention to them. Our newest country leader for the ASEAN region, only 18 months ago, was a sales specialist selling workload automation tools, and she has progressed rapidly in the last 18 months to now running one of our most important regions within this region. If I think about the people that were around me when I first started, we were all in field selling roles. I mentioned I was an AM. The other people were in similar leveled roles. Now 2 are directors. One's a regional sales manager based out of Singapore. We've got another one who's an area vice president who actually runs our services business based out of Australia. So we get excellent new hires as well. There's no doubt we get invigorated when new talent comes into our business with fresh perspectives, fresh energy, but there is a real bias to promoting from within and using the BMC machine as a means for people to experience things that they wouldn't otherwise experience, particularly around other geographies. Just a quick note on collaboration. Fran will actually cover some of this in the next slot. Collaboration is at the core of everything we do. You might join BMC for the role or for the money, but the reason you'll stay at BMC will be for the people and the way that we collaborate as a team, and the role and the money, of course. But the thing that people talk about most when they move out of this business is how much they miss the spirit of collaboration and the personal relationships with people. If we could just flick to the next slide, I just want to use a couple of minutes on a very important point. We've talked about promotions, personal development, project ownership, if we were to take me as an example. I just wouldn't want to get off this call without addressing the earnings opportunity. Brenton, when you first came into the business, part of your role was to sign off on the commission checks at the end of the financial year. If you're still mic'd in, can you recall what you said to me at the time when you were signing off on the commission checks last year? We've lost him on mute. I'll fill in for him. He said he hadn't signed so many heavyweight commission checks in any company that he's ever worked in, and he's speaking from 30 years of experience working across the sector. And there's a reason why that is, and a couple of, I just want to draw some attention to some facts about the way we pay and recognise financial contribution to our business. First thing is that every dollar counts, whether it's a services dollar, a support dollar, or a new business dollar, or a renewal dollar. It all counts. Our plans here at BMC are uncapped, so you have unlimited earnings potential depending on your performance. And we have accelerators that apply to strategic products that are important to us. And also, if you achieve over your 100% you actually get accelerators on every dollar over that 100%. I personally manage reps that have done 200-300% of their number. Lots of people do 150. I know of lots of people that have done much better than that. And BMC is very, very happy to pay the commissions. They don't want you to make plan, they want you to smash plan. And it's a fantastic culture where the efforts and success of your work is actually recognised so quickly by the business. All right. I think just in summary, this is a very credible framework. We've had this in place. It's supported our business for 10 years. It's had thousands of reps go through this or use this framework to be successful. It's been field tested countless times. It connects to our values, how we operate, what we do. And as I said, you'll think you came to BMC for the money, but you'll realise that what you pick up here is actually far more valuable than any commission check. That's the ability to operate at a level of excellence that's world recognised and that you've learned here at BMC. So, Fran, what I'd like to do now is give everyone a sense of the global program Destination BMC, of which this event is actually part of. I want to thank you again for joining us. I think it's around about 6:30 now in your morning. To the audience, Fran is a senior leader based in EMEA. He joined BMC 9 years ago, again as an AEM, now a vice president running his own region with many people reporting to him. He, amongst his other responsibilities, he runs a global program called Destination BMC. So he can cover that. He also has a 18-month-old child who apparently is almost as disruptive as the pandemic. So somehow he juggles all those balls. And Fran, I want to pass it over to you.
Thank you very much, my friends, and good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone here from Spain, where, as you said, it's still a little bit dark, but the sun will be rising very soon. So my real pleasure to be joining today, all of you, okay? And I'm happy to be here, mainly because two reasons. First of all, I know how incredible is the market opportunity we have in this region, okay, and the huge potential we have and the great leadership we have. So I think we have all the ingredients to be successful as we are today and to continue being even more successful in the future, okay. And I believe, truly believe that people are the key to have real success. I am very passionate about people, and I know that within the attendees of this event, we will have the rock stars that we are looking into the market, okay, that will be smart enough to leverage this opportunity we have at BMC in this market and contribute to create something really special into here. And if I'm talking about people, is for a single reason, okay, is that okay, people together with innovation, champion our customers, doing the right things and deliver results, as you can see on the screen, is in the very core of our values at BMC. Okay, I don't want to go deeper into all of them, but just to give you a quick overview. Okay, we are talking about innovation internally, and we're talking a lot about innovation in terms of our R&D and R&D investments. Okay, which is in the highest rank in the industry. But we are also talking about innovation in the sales methodology, something like Stuart was saying before, in our internal processes, etc. Okay. Champion our customers. With Deepak, he was saying enough, okay, that we take care of the value realization of our customer. It's important we keep those relationships in the longer term, okay? Doing the right things, thinking the long term versus the short term. Of course, deliver results as the core values of any sales organization. But as you can see in the screen, people is in the middle of everything. And the reason, again, I believe deeply on that, is that people are really making the difference in whatever we do. Okay, I have experienced this myself during my business responsibility. Today, I'm leading a region in South EMEA, in Spain, Italy, Portugal, Mediterranean area, etc. And I have at the same time the privilege to lead a program named the Destination BMC. If we can go to the next slide, please. A program that is designed to attract talent into the company, the top talents in the industry. That is why I'm here in this call today with you all. But not only that, help you to achieve your maximum potential and progress you into your career within BMC to meet your professional motivations. Okay, so it's about all of that. Of course, that's connected with having fun, enjoying the ride, etc., etc. Okay, to achieve this, we're focusing 5 key areas. Okay, first of all, listen to our people. So we believe it is very important to understand what you are feeling, what our employees are feeling, are thinking about the different things. Okay, and act accordingly to that feedback. We just launched the global survey at the end of the summer where we are asking our people how they feel about the things we are doing in the company, and we're taking actions about that. We are doing, for the 3rd year in a row, a survey for people to evaluate their managers, not only the other way around, etc., etc. We have a big feedback culture, and we believe that's important. And that feedback culture is very important for something that Stuart was talking at this development, okay? Because at the end, that's also the entry point for the development of our own people. Stuart was talking about onboarding plans, etc. We invest a lot in the development of our people during this journey, okay? And I always have something on my mind, an analogy that is like, I'm not sure if in the audience you like football. I live in Spain, so I love it. Probably a lot of you also there, okay? But imagine that the talent of Cristiano Ronaldo or the talent of Messi, you need to train them to get that talent into the best people, legendary people in the football. That is what we are doing for our salespeople in the software enterprise industry, okay? To create legends through the development to do this. So listen to our people, develop new talents. Of course, career progression is linked to this, as we were talking. We have been talking about a lot of experiences. I don't need to go in more detail into this, okay? I have been experiencing this myself personally, as I started 9 years ago, as Stuart was saying, as an account manager, and I have been progressing my career, having now a leadership position, leading a business internationally, and also leading a program worldwide, which is amazing for myself. But I have been also seeing this for other people. I hired guys within my team in Spain that today they are global worldwide vice presidents of some product areas, etc., etc. So this is a real thing that happens at BMC. Okay, we can be talking about reward and recognition. That is another of our key aspects of this program. Stuart has been talking about the reward opportunity, okay, to make money in sales. That's important for sure, okay, but it's not only about money. It's about meaningfulness. It's about how we have the opportunity to change our company within the different countries and markets where we operate, how we have the opportunity to help our customers, our societies to evolve, okay, and to transform, and do all of that and being recognized by our company, not only for the end result, but also for what is happening during the journey. Brenton was saying at the beginning that we are having a fantastic financial year that started on April 1st. As you can imagine, having a fantastic financial year has not been because we had a global pandemic where everyone was shutting down and a lot of uncertainty into the market, okay? But really because we have the right product, right solution, right market, but our people was making the difference, okay? And it's really great when at the end of June, our CEO, Ayman Sayed, was announcing to all the company a new holiday, the name Due Day, as a way to recognize the big effort that all our employees, all of us, were doing to get these fantastic results, okay? So we had this company holiday as a free day for everyone, as a recognition. And the important thing is not just the holiday, of course, always good, but it's really important to have that recognition from the company to the hard work done by everyone, okay? And the last thing for me, but probably the most important one, is the opportunity to connect our people, the cultural aspects, okay? We are doing cooking lessons, sports sessions, virtual drinks, tapas, a lot of things, okay, together, because we like to spend time together. And as everyone was saying during the call, we have fun, a lot of fun here at BMC, okay? Just to give to you an example, and I will leave you with that, during the pandemic, we didn't allow it to separate us. We wanted to be together, and while physically isolated, okay, we have been more connected than ever. One of the benefits we did was running a work from home video challenge, where the different countries across the globe were preparing a video showing to the rest of the colleagues what they were doing for working from home, okay? It was really cool, except for one thing, and that is that France won it. Okay, things happening. Okay, so let me share with you that that video so you can meet real people at BMC. So hopefully the sound will be working and you will be enjoying this video for the next 3 minutes, and then we will move to the Q&A.
It's just an example of what we did to stay connected, to stay realistic about what was happening during the pandemic. It was an enormous strain, nothing to be laughed about for both, well, particularly people's personal lives and many other aspects of our lives. But in the true BMC style, you know, we ran a number of competitions, a number of programs to get people to feel the lighter side of life, whilst providing you know, a lot of support to people in their work environments. This is our Q&A section. We've got about 4 minutes left. I've actually been monitoring a couple of the questions. Claire, if there have been any questions that stand out that we should be addressing in the last 4 minutes that we've got, if you could draw my attention to them, that'd be great. Are you there, Claire?
Sure. Hi, everyone. So I suppose there's one that's probably quite interesting, is about how does BMC intend to address their capability enhancement? Is it by investing in R&D or is it through acquisitions? Yeah,
that's a fabulous question. Is Brenton on the line?
I am.
Brenton, I might ask you to comment on those alternatives to growth, organic and non-organic.
Yeah, no, we talked about it just recently, actually, to the staff on another call this morning. Look, all healthy companies grow through organic growth, their own initiatives and innovation and enhancements in our product set. But you know, at the same time, everything moves so fast these days that you'll fall behind quickly if you don't also consider mergers and acquisitions. We've had four very niche acquisitions in the last year or so. CompuWare being the biggest one. It's a mainframe DevOps application development company of some 400 million in revenue. So we've acquired that. We've acquired a migration tool company to help us with our customer migrations more quickly, called Alderstone, and we've acquired a knowledge management solution from Come Around. It just speeds our time to market immensely. And that was a knowledge management component that we add to our Helix ITSM, you know, help desk solution. So it just means that in one fell swoop, we have all of that knowledge management in place.
And Brenton, that was on so those acquisitions actually followed a previous strategy prior to that, which was a massive investment around R&D to re-platform our tool sets onto our new architecture. So, I mean, that work is ongoing in the background as well, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, it is. And our innovation labs, which have been kicked off about 6 months ago, just competitions all across the company with the ideas and innovations. They get rated and scored and moved into production, or moved into development and then production if they're good enough. And we're starting to see the fruits of that labour pop out the other end as well.
Thank you, Brenton. Claire, are there any others? We've got a minute. No.
Yeah, sure. So 1 minute, so conscious of time, but we have quite a lot of questions about the new headcounts that will be opening in the next fiscal year. And you know, some people are making the comment that they don't see a lot of roles advertised at the moment on the career side. So it's probably a topic that I can take as Stuart. I think now just to let everybody know, we are we're running the fiscal year at BMC from the 1st of April to the end of March. So now we're very much in what we're calling a planning phase, a preparation phase, to make sure that we can address, you know, all the different topics for the next fiscal year in the best way. And we definitely had some very, very strong results this fiscal year, so we do anticipate some growth. And what I would say to you is not to be only looking at the open roles on the career sites or on LinkedIn, but really to connect with us, because I think we have that visibility that will help us to engage, you know, with the right people for some roles coming up, and we're ready to do that as soon as now, really.
Thank you, Claire. That's a terrific way to finish up. We're right on the hour. We like to start on time and finish on time. So I want to just again thank you for showing an interest in BMC, for putting aside this time to understand more about us as a company. I promised you that we would not be talking about things that you could find on our website. I hope you've enjoyed the transparency and the candour of our various speakers. For us, we hope this is the start of a conversation that we can have with each of you. One that we hopefully will conclude in you coming on board and joining this fantastic team. Maybe immediately, maybe sometime in the future, but we're hoping that you see it the way we see it, and this is the start of a conversation we can have with you over time. Want to wish you all a happy day from your various places of work. Thanks again for joining.
Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.